Okay, so let's call the meeting to order, 7:02. Thanks, Jess.
Mhm.
All right, and let me go ahead and read the remote participation text. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, in accordance with Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, public bodies otherwise governed by the OML are temporarily relieved from requirements that meetings be held in public places, open and physically accessible to the public, so as long as measures are taken to ensure public access to the body's deliberations through adequate and alternative means. This meeting will be live on Zoom. The public may participate remotely by joining Zoom meeting ID number 840-0877-2826 or by calling 929-205-6099. For additional information about remote participation, please contact Carly Antonellis, Assistant Town Manager at atm@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 100 prior to the meeting. So I think we have a full house. We've got Barry, Jess, Beth, Colleen, Jason, and Julie. So thank you very much, everybody. And it looks like we've got some public participation as well. So that will be very good. I've got the agenda in front of me. Does anybody have any corrections, admissions, edits, what ifs or whatever to possibly edit that agenda? Or do you like the way it is?
Good to me.
All right, that sounds good. Can I hear a motion to accept the agenda as written?
I'll make a motion. We approve the agenda as written.
Okay, Barry made the motion. Who seconded?
Second,
Beth seconds. So we have to do a roll call. All in favor? Jess?
aye.
Barry? Beth?
Yes.
Colleen?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes,
Okay, and the chair says aye, so we've got the agenda as is. So moving on with the agenda is the approval of the minutes from November 3rd, 2021. Everybody was there as well. So I didn't have any type of edits. Again, Jess, you do an awesome job, especially, going back in time to give even more information about the task warrants and such. So I do appreciate that. Does anybody have any edits or corrections?
No, look good to me.
All right. Okay,
Um,
then,
I'll
Go
make
ahead.
a motion to approve.
all right, Beth makes the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Colleen seconded. All right, let's get a roll call. Barry?
Yes.
Jess? Whoops.
Aye.
Okay, Beth?
Yes.
Colleen?
Yes.
Jason?
yes,
And Julie?
Yes.
All right, and the chair says aye, so it's been approved unanimously. Okay, one thing that's, I realize one thing that's not on the agenda is correspondence. So let me tell you what some of the emails have been. I got in contact with Jen Golston for our last meeting, and she is thrilled to go ahead and start. She will be at our January meeting. She is also going to send over a copy of the contract that she normally uses, which I'll go ahead and make sure Robert and Town Council approves. But I have not received it as of yet. She is going to, like I say, be sending it over, and with the holiday and everything, I can understand. So that's one thing, we've got a contract coming. The next is Sandy Pond School Association. Irv had some questions with regards to the phase one funding because of with it going on for a couple years. He still can go ahead and use the phase one funding. Got that confirmed with Lisa as well as with Robert. He's got like approximately, let's see, it's a little over $10,000 in in his budget for phase one. And the way the warrant was written, it didn't really specify a phase one and phase two. It just said for structural restoration and such. So Lisa was was very thorough in going through all that. So he just wants to make sure that everything is still up and going. So that was something from Irv. Then I don't want to steal Julie's thunder, but when she talks about committees, I did receive a certified letter with regards to the planning board. They're doing a stormwater management permit and site plan applications for the field, the athletic field for the Ayer Shirley Regional School District. And that is going to take place at 6:15 on Tuesday, December 14th. I would imagine we'll probably hear more about that from Julie. And I don't know if that's the reason why Jeff is here. So, so with that, I don't know, Jess, if you really need more information than that for the minutes? Okay.
No, not to mention, by the time our minutes are posted, the meeting will have taken place.
Correct, right? It's from a company called Activias, Activitas. They're out of Dedham.
Spell that again?
Activitas. I know you get to see it backwards, but I have it on the screen. Okay. It's been busy correspondence time. All right, that's that. And then the next is some pretty awesome news. Okay, glad everybody's sitting down. Our town treasurer received information from the state with regards to the CPA match. And we budgeted a match of $177,000. Actually, the match that we got was $416,307. That means our total 2022 estimated revenue, and it's still an estimate because again, it depends on the tax amounts that do come in, is $1,084,103. I did ask whether or not that 416 is due to a second and a third disbursements that they make for communities that have the 3%. I didn't get a response back. Beth, have you heard anything in Sudbury, whether or not the second and third disbursements have been made?
Yeah, I had looked at the table on the website, but I wasn't clear either. So I'm not sure.
Okay, so
They're usually, whether it's from second and third disbursements or whether it's from additional funds that are released later in the year, there's often a little bit more that comes, but.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's, and my gut feeling is I think that's what that is, because they did have a banner year for fees and such like that. So I think that's what it is. And it's not part of the second and the third funding, so which means more than likely we're going to get additional funds. And so I've got a question to Robert with regards to our percentage amounts that have to be the 10%. We've got a dollar amount listed in the warrant. If we could do percentage amounts instead and give an estimate of what it would be, but have it read so that it's 10% of what we get. Plus, 20% for historic and 20% for community housing. So Robert is checking with town council to see on how we can go ahead and do that for future, so we don't, we don't have that type of discrepancy. Do you want me to, Jess, do you want to know what the disbursements would be?
No, I think when we have let's do that another time, but one
Okay.
question I had was, this is where I always get confused on accounting issues. This is for 2022,
Correct,
but we're still 2021.
right.
I hate
Yeah.
accounting.
Yeah, no, because what ends up happening, 2021 monies are being spent now, okay? And these are monies that are gonna be coming in, for, I'm gonna say, to be spent next year. So in April, we're gonna be doing 2023,
Okay,
okay? It's always like a year ahead, because when you're in the year, that's what we collected last year. Or, yeah.
this is
So
why
I
I'm not an
think it's
accountant.
taxes collected in 21, but they would be available in fiscal year 23. Is that accurate?
Or 22, or,
Because we're in fiscal year 22 now,
okay,
but these funds won't be available until like,
okay.
well, I'm actually not sure when they become available.
I
But
think
we vote on them at the Maytown meeting
Yeah,
for 23.
for 23.
Right,
Yeah,
so this one got voted in at this year's 21's Maytown meeting. So it's available as of July 1st.
so has this new money now been dispersed into our budget or
Um,
gone into our, I
it's
mean, if you
gonna,
want,
I'm gonna say, it's gonna show inside the new, CPC budget numbers.
okay,
that
so
will be-
I could take those new numbers if you want to give them then.
Well, I don't have it from Lisa. I just
Okay.
have the, the breakdown that what would have
Okay.
been in the warrant.
Yeah,
So I will get that for next meeting.
okay, sounds good.
Okay. All right, new balances. Okay. All right, so pretty much those were the correspondence. And I think that that was a good news to get from Barbara Tierney. So, all right. Okay, did anybody else have anything else for correspondence?
Mm-mm.
No? All right. Then moving on for current businesses, I know that we'll be hearing back from the library with regards to the archiving of the public spirit, or the, what's it called now? The Shelby Valley Voice. They know that I'll remind Samantha that the application's got to be coming forward by February. So we've got that. And I don't know if you want to hold off, Jason, with regards to Peroni Park, or do you want to talk about it now?
I mean, there's not much of an update. We've got things going, but we don't have anything to present to CPC until probably next meeting. Hopefully we'll have a firm number for what we want to ask for. So I guess, what do I need to do? Do I need any forms or anything filled out for that for next meeting?
Yeah, I would probably do some sort of pre-application, just like, Samantha did, just to, we have something documented of what it's going to entail, of the remediation, creation, and such.
Or
It doesn't,
where do I get that?
On the website?
Okay, I'll find it. Yeah, I mean, real quick, just so we did start. We met with the vendor. We sort of met with the person that's going to be designing new playground equipment. We are going to have to do some reporting to DEP from our initial samples from like 14 years ago, and then they're going to be taking new samples, probably within the next 2 weeks to a month or so. That presented a good grant opportunity that I haven't had a chance to look at closely, but we sent that along, and I don't know, Beth, if you were copied on that, but we sent that along to the economic development department, the group there. So Alan responded. His team's going to take that on and do that grant application. So it's going to be weird. We're going to piece it together. We may end up asking for a lot of money from CPC, from town meeting, and then maybe this grant comes through, but we won't have really a clear view of all that until we get closer to the spring. But then we can always, edit the warrant and pull back. I mean, we'll see how it goes though.
Mm-hmm. Well, always remember, you can always ask for less, but you can't ask for more during the meeting. So during the town meeting. Okay, so aim high, and we can always reduce it if
Right.
needed. Okay.
Right. So if we
Just-
ask for, sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. I was just going to say the grant opportunity is actually a reimbursement grant. So we would still need to ask for the full amount at town meeting, pay for sort of the costs associated with the project, and then request the reimbursement from the grant. So, I think it does present a really nice opportunity, and the timeline is such that it's that we would potentially find out before town meeting. It would be kind of cutting it close, but they say that 90 days after the application is due is when they often are able to notify recipients, and the application is due something like the 25th of January or something like that. So it seems like the timing could work out nicely, but we would still need to request the full amount so that we could cover it until the reimbursement comes through.
And this is for assisting with the remediation?
For
It's both.
Yeah, so it's just a general renovation of parkland is the category. There's other categories, including acquisition and things like that, but ours would fall into the category of a renovation of a park.
So
It's
the
land-
project that we're gonna, I'm sorry, Beth, just so we're clear, the
Mention
project
is
that we're gonna
land
end up
and-
bidding out
Sorry,
after this is, the project that we're gonna bid out is for the remediation and replacement. It's good, we're not gonna do it in two pieces. We're just gonna put it all out. Remediate, remove, remediate, and reconstruct as one single project.
That's what I thought. That's why I want to make sure.
Okay.
All right. One of the questions that I've heard around town is the Kitty Junction that's down there now was built by volunteer hours. Is that correct?
I wasn't around then, but that's what I understand.
Okay, so the question that people are asking is whether or not the town can help with volunteer hours to put the new park back together again. I don't know, I mean, that's one of the questions, so.
We don't have that answer to that yet, but in our meeting with the design person, we did mention that we may want to try to utilize that, and so there's some different design options. And from what I understand, if we're going to have volunteer work, it's going to be a little different design than if we have it professionally done. Not that it's going to be any worse or better, it's just it's going to be different. But we'll get into those discussions as we start to talk with as we get into the details of the actual project, if we're going to be able to do that.
Okay, excellent. Is there any other discussions with regards to that from the committee?
Nope.
Okay, I'm just going to pause. I know that we do have members of the public here. I don't know if they've got questions or concerns, or if they want to bring up anything that they've got concerns about. We've got Jeff Tillotson and Mary Ellen Jones.
No, thank you, Janet, but I have no concerns or questions at this point in time.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. All right, and I don't hear anything from Mary Ellen. All right, anybody else on the line by chance? Okay, all right, if not, definitely, I always keep reminding people that if you've got questions for the Community Preservation Committee, you can go and send an email to us cpc@air.ma.us, and we'll go ahead and we'll get it and respond back to you, as well as you can contact the assistant town manager, and Carly Antonellis will get us information as well. So always know that we are available to answer any type of questions. Hopefully we'll have an answer. If not, we'll do the research to go ahead and find out what the answer is. I don't have anything else for current business. So with that, I'm going to move on to new business. And one of the new business opportunities that I've been trying to do a little bit of research is, remembering how we always talked about the Hudlin property that is available next to the Sophocas's property that we started looking at several years ago. Hudlin property is at the end of High Street. It goes right, I'm going to say, to, if you're looking at Neshoba Park Assisted Living, it is on the right-hand side of that, and it goes down a hill into a whole batch of ledge. That property is for sale. The sale price that I see listed is 1.5 million. It's 7.38 acres. Again, it's trees, ledge, and such. Rumor has it there is a developer looking at it. That developer, again, this is, I don't have facts and figures, but the rumor is that it's Seal Harbor. So with that, I do have feelers out to the DPW, as well as Jeff, as well as Mark Archibald and Joanne, with regards to if the land use group has gone ahead and spoken about that property at all, if the town would be interested in purchasing that property. Again, we were looking at that as being a possibility of connecting some of the town-owned property with Groton Harvard Road that could connect to Pine Meadow. So I have not heard anything back from anybody else other than, again, those rumors that people think that it may be Seal Harbor's looking at it. Beth, I don't know if you've heard anything. I know that you were on part of the discussion from some of the neighbors up around here. And I don't know if anybody from planning board or Jess from conservation has heard anything with regard to that property.
Conservation, I just heard about it a couple days ago, I think from you. Joanne is on leave for the month, so we'll have a meeting tomorrow night. I'll mention it there.
Yeah, I
Julie?
have,
Go ahead, Beth.
I haven't heard anything else, other than, I had just inquired about whether anyone had heard anything about any proposals at this time. And it has been, there was a resident who had suggested that it might be a potential council on aging site. So I think that conversation had also been sort of activated, but I'm not sure, what the potential is for that, or, who might be reviewing that suggestion or considering that. The asking price seems very high. So I don't know what the potential for anything happening there is really at that asking price, but yeah.
Well, I've got feelers out with Ron Morrison to see, what he's heard in the real estate market. And we'll be discussing it over at the Affordable Housing Committee meeting as well. I asked to put that on the agenda, just so that we can see, what else might be. Again, it's got so much ledge, but if they, if developers have cut into Central Ave, it's not going to stop them. And I don't believe it's the same it's not the same property as, I gathered, the other developer with Mr. Lucchesi going up that way right next to Neshoba Park. I think that development was called Emily's Way. I don't believe it's the same property because Hudlin was not for sale at that time.
You mean
So
the same developer or?
no, I think it's a different developer.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and I don't even know if Emily's Way is still going to get ever resurrected. But I know that the developer for Emily's Way pretty much backed out just because of all that ledge. and such. So believe me, it's no different, several feet or, yeah, several yards away from the other one, so. So just to let everybody know, that we're pursuing it to see whether or not the town can pursue it. Again, I'm telling them that, we do have money in the conservation fund. We do have monies coming in for, the CPC or, CPA funds. So with that, if there's a way that we could go ahead and take it for open space to make pathways through there, I think that that would be an awesome idea. Again, there is a resident who is wondering about Council of Aging, but I don't know, again, with it being ledge, and I don't know how that could go ahead and happen, but I'm not the decision makers, so it's all we can do is ask and try to keep following up. Any other, comments from individuals?
It's been a long time since we looked at that property, but how much of it is ledge? Is it more than 50% of the property is ledge, or?
I can't really tell you that. I mean,
And
my
I mean,
gut,
the location where the house and the gardens and the driveway are, is certainly already disturbed and, yeah, I don't know how soon you would encounter ledge if you started, putting in foundations and things there, but a lot of the rest of the property seems to be quite ledgy.
Ledge.
well, what do you got? Because it touches on, like I said, the Sefakis property that is still may be available, as well as, and I'm going to butcher the Brooks name, but Noeka Kochoisit. Go ahead, Jess. I'll let you say it, or Beth. The name of.
Oh,
Go ahead.
non-aquacious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. I know that it touches that too as well. And I know that the town owns part of that little section there before you hit Central Ave. So again, it would be nice to start putting some of these packages together. I know that for Affordable Housing Committee, we've been looking at properties that are available, that might be available within the town. And we've been looking at tax lien properties and see what, again, might be available. So, all right. So I just want to make sure everybody was aware of that for being possibly new business of pursuing something within that area. Anything else with regards to any type of new business that people are aware of? No, no. All right. Then I'm just going to move on to committee reports. For the Housing Authority, we met and quite possibly will have our 5th commissioner appointed by the town by February. It has to go through a process where names are submitted to the town clerk, and town clerk also submits them to the Board of Selectmen, and they will go ahead and make the appointment, and they're hoping to have somebody by February. And we just went through third quarter budget numbers, and pretty much that was the meeting. So, all right. Moving on, Barry, anything with historical?
Well, I think George kept you close to what's going on with the survey. The survey phase 1 was completed November 18th, which the phase 1 is the methodology that she's going to use, resources that she's going to use, and that was to be completed by November 18th. And I'm not sure if did George send you the phase 1 report at all, Janet?
That's the listing of all the different properties and everything.
Well, it's a listing, but this is the actual methodology she's going to use, the criteria before she goes out and starts looking at property, how she's going to look at property. I have that. I can forward that to you.
Yeah,
the phase 1 report.
All right, if you could, because I remember getting something. Stacy Spies is the individual who is going to be working with this inventory list, which, as people will remember, she's the one who is helping Sandy Pond School Association she's the one who got them on the National Register, Historic Registry. So it's good to see her name and good to see her assisting other things. So yeah, if you can send it over to me,
Right.
so that we
All
just
right,
have.
I can do that. And she's already started on phase 2, which is actually the identification of properties to be surveyed. So that's in phase 2, and that is to be completed by January 6th. So we'll be looking forward to seeing that one.
Excellent.
I will get that phase 1 report to you.
All right. I know that a request, if there is somebody who would like to have a property analyzed, is it too late to add it to that list, Barry?
No, we've already got a list of properties that weren't included in some of the other surveys. Some of them aren't here anymore. That's why we have to see what to do about those. I don't think there's anything we can do about them once they're gone. So
Okay.
actually, we had some that were in the very first one back in 2003 or 98, something like that. And a lot of those properties are already gone, so those won't be listed. But yes, I say send them to the historical, and then George can send them on to Stacy, but she's already got, quite a list from both reports
Okay.
for May.
All right. Sounds great. It's only 2 properties on Shirley Street. It's the St. Mary's Parish House. Because I believe St. Mary's Church has already been on the inventory, but it's the Parish House and I believe the school. So, all right, I'll send them over to
Okay,
historic.
and I'll get you that.
Okay. Anything else for historic?
Nope, we're good.
Good. Jess, conservation, you said Joanne's on sabbatic?
She's on leave for the month, so we're covering. Prepared an RFP, request for proposals for a third-party review of Stratton Hill that we're hopefully going to vote on tomorrow night and get started. And we just continue working.
Wearing multiple hats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Colleen, anything with affordable housing?
At our last affordable housing meeting, we approved the guidelines for the rental assistance program, which I believe then is going to go to the select board, but needed to be reviewed by town council first. So I think that will hopefully, move forward soon so that they can start accepting applications. That was the main piece of business.
Excellent. It's nice to know the 30,000 is going to be used sometime next year. It's good.
Yes, and we'll be back in the couple of months to ask for some more money, I think.
Excellent. Just remember, get that application in February so we can have a public hearing in March. All right. Julie, anything about with the planning board?
Not too much, Janet. I think Jeff can correct me if I'm wrong, but we did a public hearing on 99 Fitchburg Road, and I believe we actually approved the project. So that's moving forward. There's some really great public participation there. So it was really nice to hear the residents on that one.
Yep. What was that project?
I believe it's Energy North is the company that's there.
Okay.
Um,
That was for the propane or?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So we approved that. And then, as you said, we've got the Fields project coming to us next month. So I think I'll have more for you next time around.
Excellent. All right. Jason, Parks and Rec?
Nothing really. I already talked about the K Junction, so that's all I got.
Well, you got the snowmen and the trees.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, we get the snowmen and the trees. We're out there. If anybody's interested, contact Jeff, and we're doing that again this year.
All right.
Um,
I know the police station will take the 2 like we did last year too. Didn't do the scarecrow.
Yeah.
though. How many people did scarecrows?
Not many, but you know what? It was like it came together late. Next year we probably will hopefully get it out for like October for Halloween. You know, just like I said, came together late this year, so we'll see. I mean, second year for the snowmen and the trees, so last year was a big hit.
Yeah, it was great walking the path to go ahead and see them. So my compliments. It was a good idea. Great.
Mhm.
All right. Then moving on to Beth, anything with regards to open space?
Nothing really to report.
Okay. All right. I think I've hit everything for the committees. Anything with regards to public participation? Does anybody have any questions, concerns, or comments that they have for the committee? Nope, I'm hearing crickets. So again, if there are any questions, just give a call over to the town and they will get it to us and we will do our best to answer. I believe I want to say this is it. If anybody doesn't have anything else, can I get a motion?
Make
Our
a
next
motion, we
meeting is-
adjourn.
All right, Barry makes the motion. And Jess
Second.
and Colleen seconded. All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Hey,
Aye.
Bye.
All right.
Have a
I
good
wanna
night,
say
everyone.
yeah, thank you,
good night,
everybody.
everyone. Thank you.
Night. Thanks,
Yeah.
Janet.